Hi, this is Ed from Wright. I hope you're doing well. It's just about 4 o'clock Friday, beer time, which is the time where we post a video just about every week. This week, our video editor is out for the week, and so you're going to get me raw here without any editing. So we're going to talk about a couple things. I'm going to show you a video in a second of somebody who's demoing a ZXT and some of their feedback. Also, next week, we're going to launch our new bagger system for the ZXT, 4 o'clock on Friday here. And so tune in for that. It's heavy duty bagging system. It moves a lot of air, and it's also covered with the bumper to bumper coverage that you get on the ZXT. So tune in for that. Then I'll also mention that just generally some of the things that we see in the market, there is a lot of constraints on availability for equipment, not just with Wright, but with a lot of different types of equipment and vehicles. And for us, it's tightest on the ZXT. It's a new product, so we weren't able to have pipeline fill before the spring. And so if you've been buying a particular model from us over the years and you have a deck and an engine that you specifically like, I'd encourage you to get in touch with your dealer earlier so that you can get exactly what you want. I think as spring rolls on and later spring, there'll probably be less and less specific options available. In terms of the ZXT, in many cases we're sold out, and so if you're interested in buying a ZXT, be sure your dealer knows so they can get you on their list. And the other thing is, if you're doing any work in construction, you're buying materials or whatever, you'll know that material costs have gone up pretty rapidly. And I wouldn't necessarily say we're talking about full inflation at this point, but I think what we're seeing is that there are availability constraints that'll probably last quite some time. That means certain raw materials are going up really steeply. In our world, a lot of that has to do with steel, and most of a mower is made out of steel. And I'm talking about significant. You know, our steel's going up somewhere around twice as much as it cost last year. So that has a really big impact on pretty much everything, all the equipment and tools that you buy. And so between the availability stuff that I was talking about and where I think a lot of the world's going on cost of manufactured goods, you'll probably find that you're better off buying earlier in this year than later in the year. So keep that in mind as well. All right, with that being said, let's take a look at this video.
You don't mind if I record, right?
No, not at all.
All right, man. What do you think?
From this machine compared to the 60, or just this machine in general?
Both, whatever you think.
This is probably the nicest sit-down or lawnmower I've ever ridden. You let me test the 60, that was the best mower I've ever driven in my entire life. The power on it is unbelievable. You're able to cut literally almost at full throttle, which is 13 miles an hour.
Yep.
The nice thing about this one's a little big for common areas, but it works really well. Nice thing about the 72 with the double twill, or however you say this, you're able to see the pattern a little cleaner, so you're not doing so much overlap, because it's hard when you're. I was cutting at 13 miles an hour, 2 inches.
I saw that.
You know, it's pretty unbelievable. So the biggest thing I told you is a machine like this or the 60, and Ed, you can use this in your marketing. This is not only going to potentially save time and profit, but buy time with my family. And that's how I'm literally looking at it. Machines are great. Time with my family is it's priceless. So don't raise your rate, Ed. But yeah, it's one of the best machines I've ever ridden. He did an unbelievable job. And I'm a Sasquatch. Like, I'm not a small dude. I'm 6'8", 340 now. I was 370 a couple months ago, but I'm at 340. And just, I'm floating across with the whole suspension system that you created. So, really appreciate it. Awesome job.
All right, there you have it. Have a good weekend.